It's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to be going on a bigger wave, taking later drops, and you're going to feel confident, which is like pretty huge when you're riding waves like that. You want to feel like when you're paddling into the wave, you don't want to be like, oh my God, I'm going to get smoked.
Welcome to the Real Board Loft. I'm Trip Foreman. Today we got Real Team Rider with us, Will Forrest. Will, welcome.
Thank you.
And we are here to talk about Will's JS Big Horse. Big Horse is JS's better wave board, bigger wave board, barreling wave board, just big horsing out there. Will took this board around here on the Outer Banks and then also on a trip to Nicaragua. Will, give us your insights on the Big Horse.
Yeah, the Big Horse is just a barrel board in my eyes. That's all I used it for. Any day where the surf was legit and like heavy, super steep barrels, this was my go-to. It's exactly what it sounds like. You're gonna be going on a bigger wave, taking later drops, and you're gonna feel confident, which is like pretty huge when you're riding waves like that. You wanna feel like when you're paddling into the wave, you don't wanna be like, oh my God, I'm gonna get smoked. You wanna feel like I'm gonna make this drop and bottom turn into the barrel, and that's what this one is. I took it around here in the fall last year, rode it on pretty big days. We didn't really have like the biggest surf last winter, and so I never really got to throw it in like crazy stuff. But a lot of like head high days where it was super hollow, and yeah, it was super good. It's really fast too, so you definitely have to be careful about like outrunning the barrel sometimes.
Okay.
I was riding as a quad as well, so a lot of speed there too. So it's not like the board you're gonna be like backdooring the peak and just like being in the perfect spot. You definitely have to stall and put yourself a little bit deeper,
Okay.
which is really good as well. And then I rode it in Nicaragua too. We got some really solid surf there. The one day that was like pretty solid. The board is just really good for those late drops where normally you'd be like, this is not gonna go well, and with this board you're like, this is gonna be good. So
Nice, man,
yeah.
Nice. Tell us about where this thing fits in your quiver, right? Like, so you're going to Nicaragua like for a solid
yeah.
swell. Where did this board fit in your quiver?
This was at the top. The biggest waves we were gonna get, this was the board for that. So
Okay.
I brought a JS Forget Me Not 3. That was my 510, so it's a little, this is a 5.9. So the
Okay.
510 was longer, but it wasn't for the bigger waves, and I think that's more because this thing's a little faster.
Yep.
It's also beefier. I think it's about 26 liters, so a little bit more than normal. I ride like 25.5.
Okay.
So a little bit more paddle power. I feel like the wide point is kind of in the center of the board, and there's a lot of foam around here.
Yep.
And then there's more foam towards the front.
Yeah, underneath your chest and
yeah.
forward on the board.
Not too much foam in the tail.
Okay.
Tail is like pretty drawn out, and then really narrow in the back. So when you're knifing those drops, feels really nice. I didn't really ever turn this board. I tried turning it a few times and it just didn't feel right for me.
Right.
There's like a tier system for the JS Big Horses.
Yeah, there is like tier 1,
Yeah,
tier 2,
tier
tier
1,
3.
tier 3. This board isn't even on the list, the 5.9.
Okay.
There's no 5.9 on any of those lists that are.
It's maybe it's tier 4.
So I didn't even know. I just saw this thing on the rack, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
looked online, and there was no list for those dims.
Okay.
So not sure what tier it is.
All right.
I think it's the one for the bigger waves because it didn't really turn that well. But,
Okay. You know, wide point middle or wide point forward and
Yeah,
drawn
and-
out tail. It's just all confidence, less turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, confidence was a huge thing for this board. So
And for those of you that don't know about the Big Horse tier system, jumping into it a little bit, they got 3 different dimension sets. Tier 1 is for smaller, like hollow waves. Tier 2 is like mid-size hollow waves. Tier 3 is like mega hollow waves. Who would you recommend this board to? You talked about like kind of where it fit in your quiver, but who would you recommend this board to? Well,
I'd recommend this board to anyone that's surfing like legit barrels a lot. It's gonna be for any day where the waves are really heavy and they're really steep. If you're trying to ride this board when it's just like small, it's not gonna work. Maybe like tier 1 or tier 2, you might be doing turns on it. I don't know about that. Me personally, this was not a turn board. It was all
a barrel board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beach breaks, reef breaks. I feel like at a point break, this thing would go super sick because it is really fast. And I feel like I could have ridden it on a lot bigger waves too. Like I think I was riding it. Biggest day over there is probably like 6-7 feet and a little bit overhead. It felt super solid, and it definitely didn't feel like I was getting overpowered by the waves. You could probably take this up to well overhead.
where did it start working, like size-wise?
Anything overhead high for me personally.
Overhead high?
Yeah, overhead high.
Okay.
If it's around head high, you can definitely make it work. It's just
Okay.
not necessary.
Yep.
Like you'd rather be on a short board or something a little smaller.
Okay.
Around here, if it's head high, it's probably pretty peaky.
Yep.
And you want to be behind the peak, and so on this one, you just be outrunning the barrel all the time.
All
So
right.
it's just not right for those waves. You don't want it to be too windy for this board because it's pretty light. One of the days last winter I was riding it, I was making a ton of waves, and then as soon as the wind getting really picked up offshore and I would be trying to like airdrop, the board would kind of lift as I was going down the face and I would lose control. So that was like the only downside with the board. So
great feedback. Well, JS Big Horse, viewers, any questions on the Big Horse, or if you'd like to place an order for one, either stock or custom, you can always reach us at the shop, 252-987-6000, or look us up online, realwatersports.com/surfing. Thanks for tuning in.